I was just watching a video of karate grandmaster Victor Moore that someone sent me. I had seen it before, and it was where he was being interviewed again about Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee's speed was the subject matter. And he mentioned the 1967 martial arts tournament the martial arts tournament that was held by Ed Parker back in the 60s, 1967 more specifically, where he was chosen by Grandmaster Robert Trias at the time, who was his instructor, to do a demonstration with Bruce Lee to see if anyone from the martial arts schools that were present there could block Bruce Lee's punch. And Master Moore was the one that was chosen. So, long story short, Master Moore, these many years later, says that he blocked Bruce Lee's punches. Now, mind you, we have no video evidence of Master Moore's blocking Bruce Lee's punches. If you watch the same video that hundreds of thousands of people I know have seen on the internet, on YouTube specifically, we see the demonstration, and Master Moore clearly misses the punches from Bruce Lee. And so, in disgrace or shame, he drops his head and then he bows and walks away. Master Moore's take is that he did block Bruce Lee's punches, and then he, at some point, had a sparring match with Bruce Lee that's not on video that we can see, hasn't been presented, where he said he touched Bruce Lee's chest a couple times, tagged him, according to his words. And so he said that there were many karate guys during that time that were faster than Bruce Lee. That's one thing he said. Another thing that he said was that Bruce Lee only became popular because of the movies, and that he was not a good martial artist because he had never participated in any fighting matches in karate point tournaments, karate point sparring events. So here's my take. As many videos that I have ever seen about Grandmaster Moore, and I love him dearly, but he's delusional, and I think he's just really trying to keep his legacy alive. The fact that he did have an experience with Bruce Lee, he just wants to inflate the truth. When pictures and videos don't lie, or videos don't lie, for that matter. So, when he tries to discount Bruce Lee as being a legitimate martial artist and says that he is and was, and that people who were karatekas during that time were more better martial artists than Bruce Lee was, I don't get it. Because Bruce Lee was the guest at that event. If he was just an actor, why would he have to go through the demonstration? Just being an actor, number one. Why did Bruce Lee make the 2-finger, 3-finger, 1-finger push-ups popular that we really didn't know anything about back in the day? Not that people didn't do push-ups on their fingers. We did that back in the 70s and 60s. People did. But Bruce Lee made it popular. That's another thing. Bruce Lee also made popular the Okinawan weapon called the nunchakus. Some people call them nunchucks. No one knew what those were until Bruce Lee, at least in the West, no one knew what nunchakus were until Bruce Lee introduced them in his films. Chinese Connection, Enter the Dragon, Return of the Dragon. Bruce Lee introduced the nunchakus to the world. Worldwide. No one knew what they were. Everyone and their mama, their grandmama, was making those sticks out of mama's broomsticks and cutting mop handles and broom handles in half and making your nunchakus because of Bruce Lee. But this is just the actor that Master Moore is talking about again. And the speed of Bruce Lee was phenomenal. Too many martial arts masters and practitioners and grandmasters during that time said that Bruce Lee was extremely fast. And if we watched Bruce Lee's films, especially the one with Chuck Norris in Return of the Dragon at the Coliseum, they didn't speed the camera up for Bruce Lee. They slowed his speed down so that it could be picked up on film. That's how fast he was. Chuck Norris, no, for real. Bruce Lee made Chuck Norris look good because he wanted him to look good, not because Chuck Norris was equal to him. It's the truth. It is what it is. And it was what it was during that time. Let's just face it. There were people during that time who were not on the level of Bruce Lee because he stepped outside of the box and he was different. And that's why a lot of people who were traditionalists didn't like him, because he rained on their parade, so to speak, and they felt insecure because of him. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just being himself. He was just being Bruce Lee. He was just that perfectionist. Not to say that these other guys in their own right were not good, because they were. They were very good. Some of them was excellent martial artists during that era. But when Bruce Lee came along, the spotlight left these guys at the time, and then it shone on Bruce Lee because he was an innovator. He was above his time, and it's been reported and recorded many times that he was beyond his time. And a lot of people were not ready for a person like that, who were great. Bruce Lee in the martial arts during that time was like Michael Jackson was king of pop. There was no one like Michael Jackson. Just simply was not. Just like Michael Jordan. There was no one like Michael Jordan. Bruce Lee was that Michael Jordan of martial arts. Bruce Lee was that Michael Jackson of martial arts during his time. Every once in a while, you're going to have just one. And during that era, and I said again, during that era, Bruce Lee was the one. And there was a lot of people that were jealous of him for being the one. He didn't choose to be better than anyone else. He never said that he was better than anyone else. But a lot of people, because of their own personal issues and their traditionalism, if you will, nothing wrong with it, and their insecurity, they started to hate on Bruce Lee. And it was not right. And to this very day, after the man has been dead for 50 years, there are people still saying that he wasn't that good. He was just an actor. There were people who could have beat him, or I could beat him, like Michael Jai White said, and so forth. Well, during the time that Bruce Lee lived, nobody stepped up to him. Why are you stepping up to his dead legacy now that he's gone, saying that you could have beat him, the older guys that is? But during the time that he was here, you wanted to learn and glean everything that you possibly could have from him at a distance without getting the credit, or I should say giving the credit to him during the time that he was living. It's a shame that you have grown men in the martial arts behaving as if they're children just because they didn't measure up to somebody else, but only in their own mind. As my one friend say, just train. It's that simple. Just train.